Ever found yourself pondering what the next big idea for your video game could be? It's a question that plagues many a creative mind. It's not just about conjuring up an engaging plot or inventing innovative mechanics. It's about understanding what gamers desire, what's trending, and what's already out there in the market. This, my friends, is where the importance of market research shines. Well, you're not alone. And the good news is, there's a systematic way to find the answer. Market research sounds fancy, huh? Well, it's not as complicated as it might seem. Picture this. You're an explorer in a vast, unknown wilderness. Market research is like your map and compass. It helps you navigate and make informed decisions about the direction you should take. So, what exactly is market research? It's a systematic gathering and interpretation of information about individuals or organizations, using statistical and analytical methods to gain insight or support decision-making. In the context of game development, market research is a tool to understand what players want, what's trending, and what's lacking in the market. Imagine you're mulling over creating a new game. You might have a fantastic idea, but how do you know if it will resonate with players? This is where market research comes in. By studying your potential players' preferences, habits, and motivations, you can tailor your game to meet their needs and wants. You can also delve into what's currently popular or trending in the gaming world. This could be certain game genres, mechanics, or themes that are particularly well-liked at the moment. But there's more. Market research can also help you identify gaps in the market. These are areas where current offerings fall short of satisfying player needs or wants. It might be a genre that's underrepresented, a mechanic that hasn't been fully explored, or a theme that's ripe for the picking. By identifying these gaps, you can create a game that fills them, potentially capturing a slice of the market that's been overlooked. Let's not forget that market research can also provide valuable insights into the competition. Who are the major players in your chosen genre or theme? What are they doing right? More importantly, what are they doing wrong? By understanding your competition, you can learn from their successes and avoid their mistakes. In essence, market research is your compass, guiding you towards creating a game that people will love. It's not just about creating a game, it's about creating a game that fits the market and resonates with players. It's about turning your vision into a reality that's both commercially viable and critically acclaimed. Step 1 in your market research journey is to identify your target audience. Knowing who will play your game is as critical as the game itself. It's like cooking a meal. You need to know who you're serving to decide what to cook. Think about the age group you want to cater to. The game for a 10-year-old will be vastly different from a game designed for a 30-year-old. Then consider their interests. Are they into action, adventure, or maybe they prefer puzzles or strategy games? Also take into account the gaming platforms they use. Do they prefer console gaming, PC, or are they part of the ever-growing mobile gaming community? Remember, understanding your audience will help shape your game's design, story, and mechanics. It will guide your decisions from the inception of your idea to the final product. Knowing your audience is like knowing the destination before you start a journey. With your target audience in mind, it's time for step 2, analyzing trends and competition. Dive headfirst into the gaming world. Immerse yourself in popular gaming forums, social media groups, and online communities. Get a feel for what's hot and what's not. Examine the top charts in app stores and gaming platforms. Are there certain genres or game mechanics that seem to be trending? Is there a new technology or platform that's gaining traction? These insights can help you identify opportunities. Now let's turn our attention to competition. Look at the top games in your chosen genre or platform. What are they doing well? What are their shortcomings? Read reviews and player feedback to understand what gamers love and hate about these games. But don't stop there. The gaming industry is ever evolving, and what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Keep an eye on emerging trends and technologies. Virtual reality, augmented reality, blockchain gaming, these were all buzzwords that became game changers. Staying updated with industry news and developments can help you spot the next big thing before it becomes mainstream. Lastly, remember to think outside the box. The biggest breakthroughs often come from unexpected places. Perhaps there's a genre that's been overlooked, or a game mechanic that hasn't been fully explored. These could be gaps in the market waiting for you to fill. Remember, in the gaming world, staying ahead of the curve can mean the difference between a hit and a miss. Now on to step 3, gathering feedback. Imagine you've just cooked a new dish for the first time. You're pretty confident in your culinary skills, but how do you know if it tastes good? You ask someone to taste it, right? That's exactly what gathering feedback is in game development. It's your taste test session. Feedback from players is incredibly valuable. It's your direct line to the people who matter most, your players. They are the ones who will be spending their time and potentially their money on your game. Their opinions can guide you, helping you understand what works and what doesn't, what they love and what they loathe. So, how do we gather this precious feedback? Well, there are several ways. Surveys are a great start. They allow you to ask specific questions and gather quantitative data. You can use online tools to create surveys and distribute them to your players. Forums and social media are also fantastic sources of feedback. Players often discuss games and share their experiences on these platforms. By tuning into these conversations, you can gain valuable insights about your game. Remember, feedback isn't just about finding out what's wrong, it's also about discovering what's right. It's about understanding your strengths so you can play to them. Feedback is your secret weapon. It's like a gold mine of insights waiting to be discovered. So, dig in and start gathering those golden nuggets of wisdom. Step 4, the final step, testing your idea. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. You've done your research, identified your audience, analyzed trends, gathered feedback, and now it's time to put your idea to the ultimate test. Let's begin with the concept of prototyping. Think of a prototype as a rough draft of your game, a basic model that represents the core mechanics, design, and functionality. It doesn't have to be polished or perfect. It's not about creating a finished product. It's about bringing your idea to life in its most rudimentary form. Why prototype, you may wonder? Well, prototyping helps you understand and assess the feasibility of your idea. It allows you to identify potential issues, gaps, or challenges that you might not have considered during the planning phase. It gives you a tangible product that you can interact with, learn from, and improve upon. Next, let's talk about playtesting. This is where you get a select group of individuals to play your prototype. The objective here is to gauge user experience, identify bugs, and gather feedback to improve your game. Remember, the feedback you receive during playtesting is invaluable. It's direct, it's honest, and it's from the very people you're trying to reach with your game. Now, it's crucial to understand that playtesting is an iterative process. You test, gather feedback, make adjustments, and test again. It's a cycle of continuous improvement to ensure that the final product aligns with your vision and meets the expectations of your target audience. Testing is not just about finding what's wrong, it's about validating what's right. It's about confirming that your idea has the potential to become a successful game. It's about ensuring that your game is enjoyable, engaging, and worth playing. And remember, testing is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that continues even after your game is launched. Because, in the world of game development, there's always room for improvement, always an opportunity to make your game better. Testing is like a dress rehearsal. It's your chance to make adjustments before the big show. And there you have it, a step-by-step guide to market research and game development. Let's take a moment to recap the journey we've just been on. Firstly, we identified the importance of understanding your target audience. This is the group of people who will be playing your game. Knowing their preferences, habits, and interests can greatly influence the design and mechanics of your upcoming game. Next, we dived into analyzing trends and competition. This step serves to guide you in understanding what's currently popular in the gaming market and how your competitors are faring. This knowledge allows you to find your unique spot in the market and avoid creating a game that's too similar to what's already out there. The third step was all about gathering feedback. This involves presenting your idea to a small group of people and listening to their opinions and suggestions. Their feedback can be invaluable in refining your idea and making it more appealing to potential players. Lastly, we talked about testing your idea. This is where you create a small prototype of your game and see how it performs. This step is crucial in identifying any flaws or potential improvements in your game. Remember, great games are not just about great ideas, but also about understanding your market. So get out there, start researching, and let's create some amazing games.